Looks like someone's making sure they have clean paws. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Cinders, pretty lady. Pretty goofball. Hey, everyone. Welcome to a new day here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Miss Cinders, well, we just started the live post, and now you're going to go exploring? Hey, Kathy Ryan, good morning. Everybody say good morning to Mr. Oreoh. How does that morning sun feel? He says, ooh, it feels pretty good. Welcome, everyone. You're tuning in to the Wildcat Sanctuary. I'm here in our Intern Bunkhouse to start off our live post, hanging out with Mr. Oreoh and Bengal Cinders, who's doing some snooping around. And we are going to go walk over into our quarantine area and check in with Cougar Anastasia. I know many of you are looking forward to hearing how she's been doing, so we're going to go spend some time with Anastasia. Bobcat Bogart is over there, and I'll talk a little bit about some of the progress that we're making towards getting both of those cats to a full-fledged free-roaming habitat down in the main part of the sanctuary. That's Mr. Oreoh out like a light, the only domestic cat here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Hey, I'm starting to see everybody. Well, welcome everybody here. Nancy, hello to you. Sydney Logan saying hi to Miss Cinders. That's nice of you, Sydney. Hey, Jill M. Karen M, thanks for joining. Hey, Stephanie H, good morning to you. Here's Miss Cinders. Here's Miss Cinders. Oh, you just have the most precious meow, don't you, too, Miss Cinders? And I heard a funny story at Huddle. So Cinders does have some vision issues. We've talked about that in the past, and we did hear a little funny story at Huddle this morning, a morning meeting that we have amongst the caretaking staff and office staff. Cinders actually hopped into the garbage can in search of something and then hopped out. So Cinders, you're always up to something, and it's great that she does have this life here in an inside environment, because like I said, Cinders does have some vision issues and has trouble seeing things up close, is what I'm trying to say, excuse me. So Cinders having this predictable area and obviously getting plenty of help and attention from the animal care interns that are spending time in here as well. Makes for a happy kitty, doesn't it, Cinders? Mr. Oreoh, I wonder if I gave you a treat if that'd wake you up, mister. We'd love to see that beautiful face. Oh, you hear the clip-clop of a... I'm going to give Cinders one, and I have one right here for you, Mr. Oreoh. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. It is Wednesday here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I want to thank everyone who came forward yesterday to offer their condolences to the staff, interns, and volunteers here at the Wildcat Sanctuary regarding the passing of Lion Chipino. You gotta chew that thing, mister. You've never had a freeze-dried chicken treat? That's the favorite treat of all the kitties. So I just want to thank everybody again, and it's always so special to be reminded of the TWS family that you guys have created for us and the support system that you've created for us and most importantly, the cats. So thank you again, everyone. You gotta chew that big old thing. Yeah, there you go, mister. But like I said, we are going to be kicking off the post with Mr. Oreoh and Cinders. Obviously, we have a lot going on here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. That is the new animal care center right here neighboring the Intern Bunkhouse, and we've had to do some moves where now it's broken up. Now you can chew it, mister. Where Miss Cashmere is now in the office, the main office in the Welcome Center temporarily. Indy's in the hospital. So we've been shifting some cats around to get us prepared to move over to the Bunkhouse, Animal Care Center. So Oreoh has been spending some time in here with Miss Cinders. And you guys get along pretty splendidly, don't you, Mr. Oreoh? Don't you? Where'd you go? Yeah, pretty lady. But we're going to be hanging out with these two for a moment, and then we're going to go check in on Cougar Anastasia and Bobcat Bogart, and maybe we'll see who else is out and about today. But happy to have you along with us, everyone. Happy that it's a new day here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. and a new week where we've been trying a new social media strategy on Facebook where we're trying to give you guys scheduled times to tune into our posts. So this week we've been doing 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Last week we tried 2 p.m. And we're going to kind of come together at the end of the week and see what worked out best for everyone. Because isn't it all about the folks, Oreoh? We want them to have the best experience possible. He says that is right. For all that they make possible, for kitties like you. All right, what do you say we get some fresh air, everyone? I do have to take my treats with me, Mr. Oreoh. I hear Bobcat Bogart likes the freeze-dried chicken treats. Oh, thanks for all the compliments about how sweet and special Mr. Oreoh and Cinders are. You guys may remember that we did have domestic cat Remo, and before Remo we had domestic cat Homer. And Mr. Oreoh was a senior domestic cat that we saw in a shelter, and he gets a little overstimulated and can let you know by giving you a little nip. And at his age, and given the fact that he was prone to overstimulation, we wanted, our hearts were hurting admittedly with the loss of Remo, and we wanted to open up our hearts to another domestic cat, and that came in the form of Mr. Oreoh. And he is a special boy indeed. And what is extra special is Mr. Oreoh, if you were to rearrange those letters, it would actually spell Remo, and it would also actually spell Homer. So kind of a homage to those cats as well, and some of the domestic cats that have called the Wildcat Sanctuary home. So you're a special boy, Mr. Oreoh, that's for sure. And you love that blanket, don't you? We were told by the shelter those Sherpa blankets are your favorite. Hey, Lala from Las Vegas, thanks for joining us. I see Corey S. is joining us. We're going to be stepping out of the Intern Bunkhouse here. And make sure our door is securely closed. And I'll just give you guys a quick shot of the animal care center that we've been able to get an inside tour of. I won't be going inside today, but I'm just going to give you guys a shot right here. We actually had a big truck back down this alleyway this morning unloading drywall. So that means they're putting up drywall inside. I need to get some updated pictures, and I'm sure you guys can expect an updated tour as well of the new animal care center. So very exciting. And so another thing you guys have heard us mention is right here is the Intern Bunkhouse. And we shared a really special video on Cougar Anastasia with what she does when people aren't around. And it was caretaker AJ and Misha who were living in the bunkhouse at the time. And they kept remarking at around, 5, 6, 7 p.m. in the evening, they would hear a ruckus coming from Anastasia's habitat. And there we go. I set out the GoPro for Anastasia. Hey, there's Bogey, the Bobcat. We set out that GoPro for Anastasia, and we got to capture what she does after dark. And it's all about knocking her bowling pin around, her toy balls, her toy egg. It was really special. So it's fun to see just how in close proximity they could hear her having fun just right over in the Intern Bunkhouse. And as a matter of fact, everyone, I'm just going to zoom in, and you can see Anastasia. She's under one of her tall perches. I know there's a lot of layering in the fences here, but these are our quarantine habitats, which are specifically made to have a smaller outdoor space but a larger indoor space. They're temporary habitats for our new residents. But this is pretty cool. She's under her tall perch. I will admit, when we are going to go and get a little closer to her, she's going to head under her small perch, but that's just her trigger. She's not too fond of humans, which is why it was special for me talking about that video. Is, she may show us here on these live posts that she might be quote unquote unhappy, but in our heart of hearts, we know that Miss Anastasia is loving her wild at heart life here. Mr. Bogart, I wanted to give you a treat before I go say hi to Miss Anastasia. Mr. Bog, it wouldn't be right if you didn't get a treat. And just give a little shake here for Mr. Bogey. He said, did you go back inside? I'll plop one here and we'll circle back and see if he comes out. But I mentioned earlier that both Anastasia and Bogart are set to be moving out onto the main grounds of the sanctuary. As a matter of fact, we had an electrician doing some locating yesterday. Oh, here he comes. We had an electrician doing some locating. Hey, Mr. Bogey the Bogart. Bogey the Bobcat. Doing some locating for Anastasia's bungalow to make sure that heating is going to be operational for the winter, as well as the lights there. And very exciting to see. And then Mr. Bogart's going to be heading into one of the Bobcat habitats right across the way from Cougar Cove. And I heard caretakers during huddle yesterday putting some of the finishing touches on that over the course of this week. So that'll be happening for Mr. Bogart here rather soon. And obviously you guys can look forward to seeing that update on Facebook here. And obviously Bogart's sponsors will be hearing that news first, as one of the special privileges of being a sponsor parent of one of our Wildcat residents. Oh, that's a good treat, isn't it, Mr. Bogey? And his name is Bogart. I am quick to give cats nicknames. I apologize, but Mr. Bogart is Bogart the Bobcat. Bogart actually was found on an unrelated, there was a shooting that happened at a residence, and police were called to that residence, and upon entering that residence they found a Bobcat that was being owned illegally. They did not have any permitting for this Bobcat, and it was illegal to own. Unfortunately, authorities were able to get in contact with the right resources, and Bogart found his way here to live a wild at heart life here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And that is not a uncommon, I should say, circumstance when it comes to some of these cats being discovered. You may remember Bobcat Mondovi. He was also found on an unrelated police seizure where they discovered that there was a Bobcat living in an office space. So that's really just kind of goes to show that there are no limits to what people think is an appropriate pet, and it's exacerbated by the fact that they're not getting any type of permitting for these animals, or even finding out if they're illegal to own or not. All right, so here's Miss Anastasia. I'll zoom in for everyone. I'm just gonna lay down here so we can all be comfortable, pretty lady. Yeah, oh, we've missed seeing you on Live Post, pretty lady. We can't wait for you to get into your new habitat. We're putting the finishing touches on it. We have incredible perches for you. I believe there's some skywalks in there. All places for you to hide out and feel secure and happy, Anastasia, because we know that that's one thing that you prefer. And that's one thing that we always pride ourselves here on at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and that is catering to our cat's needs. And if Anastasia, wants a little, some more places to hide and take advantage of cover, we're going to make sure that she's going to be provided that. Lori Heath, you're right about that. She sure is a beautiful mountain lion. And is really just such an amazing transformation that she made after coming here to the Wildcat Sanctuary as a cat in crisis. You guys remember she had the end of her tail degloved. She was severely underweight. She had a very, kind of rather nasty looking injury on her nose, which left there being no fur. But as you can see, I'm going to try to zoom in and do my best here. She has grown that fur back on her nose. She now has that patented blacked tipped cougar tail. And Miss Anastasia has really, really made a transformation and stands as one of the many testaments of your support and what you guys can make possible for a cat in need here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. So thank you for that. Yeah, Anastasia, you stand as a testament for what all these amazing people can make possible. That's right. And like I said, Anastasia may be hanging out under her percher platform here, but we've seen the evidence that Anastasia truly does love her wild at life heart here. Yeah, thank you for the hisses. She says, yes, I do. If you guys did not see that video, I'll make sure that it's posted in the comments. But we set up a trail camera for Miss Anastasia, and it wasn't 1 second after I left when she heard the click of the fence, and she's out and about and is exploring the area. And then we proceed to get video of her even having a blast throughout the night with her bowling pin toy and egg toy. So it's great to see Anastasia really kind of cut loose and be the Wildcat that she deserves to be. And it's fun that we were able to capture that. Isn't that right, pretty lady? Mm-hmm. Amanda Peters says she looks great. That's right. Move the camera a bit to the left to see her face, certainly, Ellen Simmons. I'm zooming way in on this pretty girl. Hi, yeah. Thank you for the slow blinks. And I'm also just slow blinking and obviously lowering my voice here, doing all the things that I can do to make Anastasia comfortable. Obviously, I'm actually laying on the ground as well, so I'm dropping my body, changing my body position so I'm not squared up with her, because I wouldn't want to make her uncomfortable either. There we go. Hopefully I got the grass out of the way, folks. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Wildcat Sanctuary. We are touring around our quarantine area today. We just finished talking about Bobcat Bogart and Cougar Anastasia, who we have on camera now, and how they came here to the Wildcat Sanctuary and the life that they live. Cats love nighttime. You're right about that. You hear all the compliments you're getting, Anastasia. They're calling you so pretty, so beautiful. You're melting their hearts, they say. And not only are you spectacular to look at, Anastasia, but you have an incredible story, and one that you guys took part in, and we're so thankful for that. Anastasia is our former cat in crisis. Yeah, good girl. I'm glad you're calming down. Yeah, you can take a nap. You can take a nap, pretty thing. Move a bit more to the left. Let's see, don't want to get grass in front of anybody. There we go. Gara N. Diamond is asking, how is Marcus doing? On Monday of this week, Tammy gave an update on Tiger Marcus that he was having some degenerative joint issues in his back and was having some trouble walking. After some close observation this week, we haven't seen his condition deteriorate nor improve. So Marcus is maintaining right now. We're making sure that he's getting his meds. He has access to his indoor room in his shift, and is still under close observation. So you guys can look forward to a full update on Marcus soon enough once we have really something to base our opinions off of. So right now he's still under observation. I'm going to zoom out, everyone, and Mr. Bobcat Bogart says, hey, I'd like another one of those treats. Would you, pretty boy? Would you, pretty boy? Oh, so it was your left, my right. I apologize, everyone. I apologize. Oh, and Miss Brianna is joining us. Mr. Bogey, other left. I need more coffee this morning, Bogart. I think that's the case. Oh, I didn't make it. Here it is. Here it is, mister. Yeah. He says, what's that? He says, that's a chicken treat. And obviously this is just me, the paparazzi, giving Mr. Bogart a treat. He obviously has a raw diet, fully equipped to give him everything that a bobcat like him would need. Obviously, there's a lot of mouths to feed here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And it always is incredible to me that every single morning caretakers are prepping out nearly 400 pounds of food for hungry cats like Brianna, Bogart, and Anastasia. Hey, pretty lady. Hey, oh, you're just so special, aren't you? Yeah, ready? I got a treat for you, pretty lady. Ooh. Yes, you can grumble at me all you want. You get to do that. Yeah, Brianna says, yeah, I prefer the real thing. I prefer the real thing. And that's totally okay. Miss Brianna. I think last time we might have saw Brianna was during a wellness exam that she had a few weeks ago, which went splendid. And Miss Brianna is one of our very strong-willed and independent female bobcats who prefer to have their own private space here at TWS. Yeah, there, it's right over there, just a little more. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Ginger, this is a really sweet comment. Good morning, Judson. What a beautiful girl she is, and so much calmer than she was. It just goes to show what love and caring can do for these beautiful animals. Thank you, Tammy and TWS staff. Hey, thanks for that comment, Ginger. And you guys are just as much to thank as all of us here, as you guys make all of these happy endings possible. You know, what we're able to do to the cats, or for the cats, I should say, is because of your support. So thank you for that comment, Ginger. Oh, you found the chicken treat. She says, yep, that's not too bad, I say. Yeah. Welcome, everyone. If you're just joining us, I'm kind of cruising around our quarantine area here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. We got to see Anastasia. We got to see Bobcat Bogart, and we got to talk a little bit about the habitats that both of those two are going to be moving into. So we've been doing some updating. I'm going to give you one more treat, pretty lady, while you're right there. Yeah, that's easy to find, isn't it? Yeah. Jane Rizal, watch out, kiddies. Judson is on his way around with treats. You're right about that. The treat train has arrived. All right, Mr. Bogart, since you are just clamoring, and he says, I asked for the treat, but then I get the zoomies. But then you get the zoomies, goofball. I put it right here for you. Yeah. There we go. All right. Let's go drop over. I know we saw Luna and Sebastian on one of these live posts last week, but just while we're up here, I'd like to at least try to check in with one of our odd couples here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And not odd because they're odd, but odd because one is a bobcat and one is a serval. Oh, and I see Mr. Sebastian hanging out in his shift area. Hey, Sebastian, we didn't get to see you last time. We only got to see Nunda. And so Sebastian's hanging out in his shift area. This is a smaller area. He obviously has access to his full-fledged habitat. But he's hanging out in here. You can see the lockouts that we typically use for our bobcats and servals. And he says, I got a good sunspot in here, don't I? And he says, this wood really reflects the heat on my tummy and it feels good. Yeah, mister. All right, I'm going to just give you one little treat, and we're going to get all the patented serval hisses that we love. Yeah. We love those serval hisses, don't we? And servals can hiss when they're excited. Servals can hiss when they're nervous. Servals can hiss on many occasions. It's just one kind of way of them communicating in a way. And for Mr. Sebastian, we kind of find it endearing. He's one of our most hissy servals. Hey, Sebastian, are you enjoying your morning? Yeah, one more piece. Anastasia, you know, she was not a fan. I'm going to see if Miss Luna is up in her favorite spot, which is typically up in this tree here. Otherwise, I'm just going to scan the habitat quickly, and I think she might be in their bungalow or in that other tree. That's so great about our habitats is sometimes I have trouble finding the kitties because they're up in a tree or under a log or somewhere. Obviously, we're going to be able to locate them when we need them, but at least for the paparazzi walking by, Mr. Sebastian, I got one more hissy boy. Here we go, pretty guy. Yeah, you're a special guy. You know that, aren't you? Fun enjoying your sunspot. All right. Welcome, everyone. We've been seeing some kind of medium-sized to small cats on this post. Maybe we'll go and just shoot right on down into the sanctuary. I know Kitu and Lavani, our cheetah brothers, are probably enjoying their morning soaking in the sun as well. Is little Miss Essie out and about? Essie! Is little Miss Essie out and about? I'm shaking my tree. Oh, pretty lady. Oh, Miss Essie. Hi. Hi. Essie came to us. Oh, you gonna show me your butt? As long as you don't pee-pee on me. Essie came to us, was surrendered. She was privately owned, actually right here in Minnesota. And Essie did have an outdoor space where she was owned at this home, but unfortunately it was a hard substrate, a concrete substrate. So Essie did have outdoor access, but her coming here to the Wildcat Sanctuary marked the first time that she had ever felt grass on her paws. So that is pretty special, Miss Essie. Yeah, I got something for you. Ooh, yeah, oh, is that not tasty? Is that not tasty? There we go. There we go. And little Miss Essie, we saw Brianna earlier, and I said she's one of our independent female bobcats. And Essie falls into that category as well. She says, you know what, I'm just happy when I get all the attention. Because we here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, we like to offer our rescues companionship if they want it. We're never going to force companionship on a cat. It certainly wouldn't be safe for either cat in that equation. But we do try to offer them companionship if they want it. But for cats like Essie, who decide, you know what, hey, this is how I prefer my wild at heart life, that is exactly how she's going to get it. Yeah, that's tasty. And you're a small package, aren't you, Essie? You're a tiny little thing. Oh, you look so pretty in the sun, don't you? You look so pretty in the sun. I'm going to give you one more treat, pretty girl. I'm going to give you one more treat. Ooh, there we go. There we go. And we'll hang out with you while you eat it. Thank you, everyone, for the positive vibes you're sending on Marcus. Bernadette saying prayers and healing for Marcus. We really appreciate that. Jane Risdale, let's see. So your sponsor, Kitty, is getting spoiled with treats. Would that be Miss Essie here? Or was that Sebastian? Either way, thank you for taking a cat under your wing here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. We really appreciate it, Jane. Oh, Essie. She knows the sound of treats. You're right about that, Lisa. I took a little shake of the box and I didn't even see her. She came flying from under her perch or platform in the back there. She says, yep, I get excited about treats, pretty lady. All right. I am curious, if I put a couple treats down, I see Francis the Bobcat stepping over Autumn the Bobcat. I know the sun's kind of at a weird angle for us here. These guys are, we call them the Bobcat trio. We have the Tiger trio, but these are three Bobcats. Belvedere and Francis are two brothers. You gonna hop down, Mr. Francis, if I put a couple of treats? Yeah, good jump, mister. Bobcat Francis and his brother Belvedere were two wild-born bobcats that were unfortunately picked up by two hikers in which they imprinted on humans and were no longer candidates to be living in the wild. So they did come here to the Wildcat Sanctuary. And Mr. Autumn, whose favorite spot in the whole wide world, which is why you see we have that shade cloth still up, is right on that tall platform. And Mr. Autumn was actually a Minnesota bobcat whose mother and sibling were hit by a car. And Autumn, unfortunately, was too young to fend for himself. And fortunately, he was able to come here for a second chance here at the sanctuary. Oh, that's some good stuff, Francis. We're seeing all the special bobcats today, aren't we? Yeah. And you kind of see, a question that we get is usually about the coloration or the markings on bobcats. Oh, did that one get wedged in the crack? And you can see Belvedere and Francis, they came from the Southwest. So they have a little bit more spotting as opposed to Autumns, which is still going to have those spots, but more of a kind of brown coat. And it's all just relative for the geographic range that they're hailing from. Yeah, looks like you're going to have to do a lot of licking, mister. It got wedged in the crack. I'll give you one right here. Yeah, that one's easier. That one's easier. Yeah. That one's easier. This has been a fun morning, everyone. I'm glad that we're having a little bit of a more lighthearted of a day. Like I said earlier, I just want to thank everyone again for expressing their sympathies and condolences for the loss of Chupino for us here at TWS. And it's great for days like this. We're actually going to head down to the main part of the sanctuary for days like this where we can talk about some of our current residents and all that you've made possible, and think about all that you guys are going to make possible for some of the cats that have yet to come here to the Wildcat Sanctuary. It's really something special. All right. I see two cheetah brothers enjoying this beautiful sunny morning here. Hey, Mr. Lavani. Are you enjoying your morning? He says, you bet. Oh, Kitu, I apologize. He says, I'm not Lavani, I'm Kitu.